You once told me a story about a rabbit who goes on an adventure and finds some treasure. Said it was one of your best stories. Was it the magical adventure of the rabbit? Once upon a time, there was a rabbit who lived in a hole. He was a very nice rabbit. Every morning, he would wake up with the sun and go exploring. He would hop around in the forest and look for berries to eat. But the rabbit was very lonely. He wished he had a friend to play with. One day, the rabbit was hopping through the forest when he saw a beautiful butterfly. The butterfly was blue with green wings, and it was the most beautiful thing the rabbit had ever seen. The rabbit wanted to be friends with the butterfly, but he didn't know how. So he sat down under a tree and thought about it. Suddenly, the rabbit had an idea. He took off his backpack and laid it on the ground. Then he started to dance. The rabbit danced and danced until the butterfly landed on his backpack. Then the rabbit put the butterfly in his backpack, and they became friends. The rabbit and the butterfly traveled all over the world together. They went to the mountains and the ocean and even to the North Pole. They had so much fun. One day, the rabbit and the butterfly were flying over a desert. The sun was hot and the sand was everywhere. The rabbit was thirsty, but there was no water in sight. Suddenly, the butterfly spotted a small oasis. There was a pond in the middle of the oasis, and all kinds of animals were drinking from it. The rabbit and the butterfly landed near the pond. The rabbit took off his backpack and laid it on the ground. Then he started to dance. The animals were so surprised to see a dancing rabbit that they all stopped to watch. The rabbit danced and danced until the king of the oasis approached him. "Why are you dancing?" asked the king. "I'm looking for a friend to help me find some treasure," replied the rabbit. "I'll help you," said the king. And so the rabbit and the king searched for treasure all over the oasis. They looked behind rocks and under trees, but they couldn't find anything. Just when they were about to give up, the king spotted a small opening in a rock. "Let's look in there," he said. The rabbit and the king crawled through the opening and found a room filled with gold coins. "We found treasure," cried the rabbit. He and the king split the treasure, and the rabbit was very happy. From that day on, the rabbit was never lonely again. He had his friend, the butterfly, and he had all the treasure he could ever want. And that's the end of the story. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel.